Hello everyone, welcome back to the Zekko Football Channel. Today we're previewing Tottenham Hotspur versus Chelsea, a rivalry for the ages. It always proves to be a classic, and it's going to be that little bit spicier with the recent appointment of Mauricio Pochettino. So join me as we dive right in. It should be a good one. If you are new to the channel, please make sure that you subscribe, you like the video, and you turn on those notifications. It's okay, I'll wait. Just scroll down, click and click. Thank you. And now let's talk Spurs versus Chelsea. To begin, we're going to be having a look at the starting lineups, and because Tottenham are at home, we'll start with them. I've got them set up in their 4-2-3-1 formation. We have Vicario in goal, Pedro Porro out on this right-hand side. Romero and Van de Ven are the two centre-backs in the middle and heart of that defence. And out on this left-hand side, we have a question mark. Destiny Udogie wasn't fit for their last game, and it remains to be seen whether he's going to be available for the game against Chelsea. But if there is a chance of him being fit, I think he should play. Just in front of them, we have a midfield double pivot of Yves Bissouma and Pape Matar. Just in front of them, we have the main man himself, the linchpin for this Tottenham side, if you ask me, in James Maddison. Everything should flow through him, and Tottenham just become that little bit more dangerous when he is on the ball. On this left-hand side, I've substituted out Richarlison for Brennan Johnson. His assist in their last game I thought was brilliant, and I think you could add a little bit extra potency to this Tottenham Hotspur attack. On the right-hand side, we have Delian Kulusevski, who brings a good balance to this Tottenham Hotspur side when he's out on the right. And of course, we have Heung-min Son flowing through the middle, their main goal scorer, their main threat, and he's surely looking to be fit and firing for their game against Chelsea. And this is your Tottenham Hotspur side. And now let's turn our attention to the visiting side, Chelsea, of course. I've got them set up in their 4-2-3-1 formation. We have Sanchez in goal, Gusto out on this right-hand side, a defensive partnership of Levi Colwill and Thiago Silva, and out on the left, I've got Marc Cucurella. Just in front of them, we've got a double pivot of Enzo Fernandez, who will be coming into this side after he missed the game against Brentford, and Moises Caicedo. Then both together gives a good balance of both defensive attributes and attacking intent. Just ahead of them, we've got the engine room himself, Conor Gallagher, and on the left we have Raheem Sterling, who will be buoyant after his most recent performance against Blackburn in the EFL Cup. Cole Palmer, who has been, for me, Chelsea's best player by a country mile, is out on this right-hand side to allow for the potency, or Chelsea will be hoping for the potency, of Nicholas Jackson up front. Surely it is only a matter of time before he's able to put the ball in the net. He's doing a lot of things correct. He's only young and he's only just joined Chelsea, and surely at some point things will work out for him. But this is your Chelsea side. So how will the game play out? Well, generally from a tactical point of view, I don't think a lot changes for Tottenham. When we see them in possession, Bissouma comes into the middle of the park, allowing Pape Matar to move forwards. James Maddison moves across to the left-hand side, and the Spurs midfield three just shuffles a little bit. This allows them to then get the fullbacks to come into central areas, allowing them to dominate possession through the middle of the pitch. The two wingers will hold very wide positions to allow for the space to be in central areas around Pape Matar and James Maddison. Maddison will drop that little bit deeper to help out with Bissouma and recovery and recycling of the ball, to then move forwards and then pick those intricate passes through into the front men. Heung-min Son will be making darting runs, small but darting runs around the Chelsea centre-backs. Watch for him to really look and locate when the two wide men have the ball, because that's when he'll be making most of his movements. As for Chelsea, we're going to see them really go narrow, I think. The utilisation of Cole Palmer in a more central area is an absolute necessity for Chelsea to get anything out of this game. Raheem Sterling, I believe, will do exactly the same, and that puts the onus on the Chelsea fullbacks. Malo Gusto and Cucurella will be looking to have a lot of presence down these wings. Because of how narrow Tottenham play, especially with their fullbacks, they'll be utilising the counter-attack on different scenarios, utilising the width of those fullbacks, and then you've got the defensive presence of both Caicedo and Enzo Fernandez. Caicedo, I think, will look to do a real man-marking job on Maddison. It's all about stopping Maddison and making sure that he can't play through the lines. You stop Maddison, I think you stop Tottenham at this point. And I think Caicedo can be that player to really do a good man-marking job on where Maddison is at any given point in time. And this is why I've got Conor Gallagher in this midfield. His extra energy and his abundance of exuberance just allows him to move around the pitch that little bit better and cover for players when they're out of areas. And I think Caicedo could be the player that Gallagher could cover for when Chelsea don't have the ball. But let's just revert back and talk about Tottenham for a moment. When they have possession, I think it looks something like this. You'll see attacking phases of play really play out in these kind of scenarios. James Maddison will be looking to get on the ball as much as possible, and Maddison will be looking to make runs into the box. As I've said, the wide area is going to be key, with Brennan Johnson and Kulusevski really looking to make the pitch as wide as possible, allowing for the likes of Matsar and Maddison to really get on the ball. Then you've got that box midfield from the two fullbacks coming into midfield and creating that possessional play. Basuma really being that anchor in midfield to drop back and recycle possession whenever he needs to. The ball out to the wide areas is always going to be an option because of how much Tottenham are flooding the midfield. Chelsea will be looking to go on the counter-attack, and as I've said, this duel here between Caicedo and Maddison is going to be a crucial one. Watch for Caicedo to really go with Maddison whenever he decides to really drop that little bit deeper to try and evade Caicedo. And then you've got the idea of Enzo Fernandez picking up the ball and finding these spaces out in wide areas. Palmer will be looking to make runs out wide, and so will Raheem Sterling, before then coming in field once they get the support of their fullbacks. It's going to be a very difficult game, but Nicholas Jackson is going to need to do a lot of work onto Yves Bissouma to make sure that Tottenham can't recycle the ball as easily as they have done in previous games. Now let's turn our attention to Chelsea, who will also be looking to get the better of Tottenham whenever they have the ball. As I've said, being narrow and coming infield, I think, is where Chelsea are going to get a lot of their joy. Getting Cole Palmer as central as possible is going to be essential in how they want to build up. His utilisation of different positions and bringing others into play is really where Chelsea are going to find their joy. And as I've said, getting the ball to one of their major pass players in Enzo Fernandez is going to be key. Watch for him to pick passes out towards the wide areas and then just recycle the possession, very much like Bissouma, but also staying very diligent. He needs to make sure that he can cover for those long-sided runs from the likes of Maddison, Kulusevski, and even Matsar when they try to break. But really, Sterling and Palmer are going to be the major linchpins for this team. Watch them drive infield to try and create an open-up space for both the fullbacks, but at the same time to try and assist Nicholas Jackson in making those interplays in the centre of the pitch. It's going to be a very difficult game for both sides, but I do believe that one will come out on top. Initially, I was looking at it towards being a draw. However, after deliberating and after thinking about it, and due to Chelsea's real lack of goals recently, I think that Tottenham might just be able to edge us one. The home advantage and the way that they are able to recycle and maintain possession, and with the hot, fiery form that Son is in, I do believe that Tottenham might be able to get the win here. I'm going for a 2-1 win. Tottenham will be dangerous. Chelsea will be looking to break on the counter-attack, especially utilising the spaces out wide with the two fullbacks moving infield. But I just think Tottenham will have a little bit too much for this Chelsea defence, and I don't think Chelsea will be able to string the same amount of pressure that Tottenham might do on the other end. 2-1 for me, but my question to you is, how do you see this game going? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Thank you ever so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, I hope you learned something new, and I hope to see you in the next one. But until then, take care.